Well, yes. And...
It seems you haven't heard yet. The theme of this year's lantern rite is kites.
Oh, so that's why Paimon has seen so many.
So it is only fitting that lantern rite should change in turn. The Qixing believes it would benefit Liyue to build on our own cultural foundation by embracing the technologies of other nations. So, Ningguang organized a private meeting with Miss Charlotte to ask for her help in fostering cooperation with the right people. In the end, we decided to combine Liyue's traditional art of kite making with Fontaine's mechanical vertical lifting.
Mechanical lifting device? But don't kites just use the wind to fly? Why would you need to...
Well, you've actually just answered your own question, Paimon. How high and far a kite can fly depends as much on the weather conditions as on the skill of the person holding.
But as soon as there's no wind, you can only flail about helplessly like a sweet flower medaka out of water.
Exactly. Liyue is now a nation ruled by humans, after all. It's about time we had the power to make a kite fly, don't you think? Plus, the easier we can make it to enjoy, the more people will want to participate.
Right? I also thought it was a novel idea.
With Miss Charlotte's help, everything has gone smoothly. Our new mechanical kites are already available to purchase from a stall in the harbor. We also gave quite a bit of thought to the price. We didn't want it to be too... Toys?
You see, Miss Kuching, that does seem to be everyone's first reaction.
Although kites are one of our most time-honored cultural relics, outside of their use in certain ceremonies, I suppose they're considered playthings more than any. But to me, there's so much more than... Think for a second about how remarkable it is that a flimsy paper kite attached to a string has the capacity to touch the sky. There's an old poem that goes, "O kite born of paper, flying true in sound, a lone traveler wanders, just waiting to be found." In the past, poets from Liyue used kites to symbolize a feeling of longing, or evoke the peacefulness of idyllic rural scenery. If the people of today can derive enjoyment from this activity, they will not only be more likely to better appreciate the tradition, but...
That's the Kuching we know, always thinking 5 steps ahead.
Well said, Miss Kuching. I've learned quite a bit myself.
As long as you're willing to... I also know quite a lot about the various folk traditions. For example, whenever a kite blew away, people would say it was the Adepti that summoned the wind to take it away as an offering. That way, you can turn an unfortunate event into an auspicious one.
What about something more fun? Do you know anything like that?
More fun? Let me think. Oh, I suppose we should first talk about how kites are made. It's another one of our precious forms of traditional craftsmanship. My grandfather told me that, back when he was a boy, children learned the art of kite making step by step from their elders. First, you use the thin strips of bamboo to construct the frame. Then, you draw a design of your choice on a piece of paper. Then, you look towards the sky and release the kite to soar among the... Some people write down certain names or desires on their kites, cut the string, and let them fly free. Others may place particular thoughts or meaning into the design itself.
Are certain designs associated with certain meanings? I'm gonna jot all of this down.
Well, for example, kites in the shape of a butterfly typically symbolize freedom.
Fascinating.
The scissored-tailed swallow is the most classic design. It symbolizes good fortune and joyful tidings. Different colors also have...
Are these commonly understood meanings and symbols in Liyue? Kind of like the language of
I believe so. Most have probably heard something about... If you're interested, Miss Charlotte, I have several books on the topic that I could lend you.
That would be a huge help! Great! Looks like I've got the outline for quite...
Perfect! We're gonna take a look...
Then I'll show Miss Charlotte to my home for a... I almost forgot. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is hosting a... If you're interested, The rules are simple. Whoever flies their kite the highest and furthest within the...
I've already prepared more than enough empty...
Oh, Paimon was on board the moment you said secret prize.
Then I'll look forward to seeing your performance.
You bet! See you then! Wait, Traveler? Take a peek to your right. Do you see those two people? Is it just Paimon? Or were they staring at us the whole time we were talking to Kuching and Charlotte just... Something's up. Do you think they could be treasure hoarders? They always seem to be... Oh, Paimon's sick of waiting around for something bad to happen. We should strike first, you know. Foil their plans before they even... You go right, Paimon will go left.
Oh.
It is with such an air of urgency that you appear before us. Your comportment suggests you believe us to have committed some heinous crime. Perhaps...
Whoa, where did this fuddy-duddy come from? You should be the one doing the enlightening, buddy. Don't think we didn't notice you eavesdropping. One look and we could tell you were up to no good. Tell us everything, starting with...
One bears no secrets before two such as yourselves. You stand in the presence of the mighty and illuminated Adeptus. Moon, for the purpose of this foray into the mortal realm, however, you may address one as Hoj.
You kidding? That deer's got his head stuck so far up in the clouds, there's no way he'd humble himself down here with the rest of us.
You may want to hold your tongue, Paimon.
Ha! Don't think that Paimon is gonna believe you just because you know her name. Let Paimon guess, you're supposed to be Mountain Shaper.
Indeed. Mooncarver and myself have descended upon the mortal realm for a visit. The two of you may call me Jiahu.
Ha! Looks like you did your research. But in our experience, the harder you try to lead us on, the more likely it is that we've got a... We'll go straight to the Millilith and have you arrested.
Preposterous! Utterly preposterous!
Right! Tell us something that only an Adeptus would know. And it better not be some common knowledge that...
During the last lantern rite, we gathered at Mount Hulao with Rex Lapis and made use of Cloud Retainer's supreme cuisine machine to prepare bamboo shoot soup. Perhaps you have some The flavor of that soup was more than enough to whet one's appetite. As such, Cloud Retainer assented to my use of the device beyond that singular occasion, providing other recipes to boot. Since then, one has dabbled in the pleasures of the culinary arts whenever...
Dabbled? Upon one's last sojourn to your mountain, did you not immediately attempt to hide the device behind a chunk of amber as soon as one's presence was known?
Did one not speak up on your behalf but a moment ago? This is how you choose to repay that kindness?
One is simply trying to emphasize the veracity of our claim.
That does not mean you should reveal personal matters so readily. They might think one bears no difference from Cloud Retainer. Forget it. One does not have the...
That might have been more detail than we needed. Seems like you two are the real deal. But, for beings as forgiving as yourselves, this is just water under the bridge, right?
Cloud Retainer was not mistaken.
Paimon's still curious about something. Paimon can understand why Mountain Shaper is here, but why did you decide to come to the city, Mooncarver?
It is but an inevitable eventuality. Long have the mountains remained strangely idle since Cloud Retainer's move to Liyue Harbour. With Lantern Rite near at hand, one would expect Cloud Retainer to provide us with an account of the festivities in advance. Yet to this day she has failed to appear.
Cloud Retainer is hardly the forgetful sort.
One must never rest idle in the face of that which demands action. And since our acquaintances dwell in Liyue Harbour, we had to travel here in human form to avail ourselves of...
But a moment ago, one heard you speak of a mechanical kite of sorts. It appears the essence of the situation has hitherto revealed itself. Now it is time for one to retire back to one...
So, you're not looking for...
Perhaps there are aspects of Cloud Retainer's temperament that remain opaque to young Paimon. Given one's understanding, one can only imagine the anger that now consumes her.
Cloud Retainer is of a proud and arrogant disposition. She holds the belief that her skill in mechanics surpasses that of all others. One can be quite certain it is hardly with an open mind that she regards the arrival of this new...
One surmises that she has shut herself away, refused all company, and buried herself in the study of her own creations. To call on her would only invite her rebuke. However, if you do happen to cross paths with her over the next few days, do pass along one's regards.
Sure! Have a safe trip back, enjoy the scenery, and...
Thank you for your kind words. We shall now depart.
We got all worked up for nothing, huh? Well, it's still pretty early. Let's head over and check out the kite stalls. Paimon wants to see what kinds of kites we can buy to use in the competition.
Welcome! Are the two of you looking to buy a kite? Would you like me to go over the different...
Ooh! A scissor can't swallow! And a butterfly! And... oh!
This jade chamber design is our newest. It's been selling like crazy over the past 2 days.
Does it also have a unique meaning?
Of course. The jade chamber symbolizes wealth and abundance. The kite...
Oh, now that's Paimon's...
I apologize for the interruption, but are all your wares in order, Miss Genuine?
Yes, they're just over there. The paper, bamboo, and dyes. All the necessary...
Wonderful! I'll pack them up and get a guard to deliver the goods to you.
Yilong Wharf? Oh, wonder what that place is like during Lantern Rite. Paimon would love to go take...
Well, if the two of you are interested in going to Yilong Wharf, then could I trouble you to find Gaming and deliver these goods together?
Is Gaming the guard you just mentioned?
Well, yes. The communications office handles shipments and transports around Liyue. He works for the Secure Transport Agency, one of our sub-organizations. The problem is, many of my colleagues have taken leave during Lantern Rite to spend time with their families. So, our available workforce, if you were willing to help out...
You do seem really pressed for time.
Oh, wonderful! Now, at this time of day, Gaming should be somewhere in the vicinity.
Be sure to come back if you'd like to buy a kite. I'll leave it... By the way, do you know... I've heard her
Wait, I thought we had an agreement. Loser buys dim sum tomorrow? Look at you. Scowl like that for much longer and your face might stay that way. Hey now, don't be upset. How about this? You extend the invitation, and I'll...
No way, Gaming. You're always the one picking up the tab. I'm not trying to be a sore loser. I just didn't expect you to come from behind to win like that.
That was nothing. All in a day's work, friend.
Perfect! Gaming is here. Sorry to interrupt, Gaming. We just spoke to a guy from the communications office who needs you to deliver some goods to you.
Oh, it must have been Longzhou.
Sure, go do... let's have a rematch when you get back.
Alrighty, you can hand the goods over to me. Must have been heavy hauling them all this way. Let me take them off your hands.
It wasn't that bad. It's just some kite-making materials. Plus...
Kite-making materials. I see. I'm glad it wasn't too much trouble, Paimon. Still, and you must be the traveler. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for your help.
Huh? You know us?
There probably aren't many in Liyue who don't. I've heard quite a bit about you two. You're quite well known around these parts. Oh, and please excuse Longzhou if he forgot to thank you. Take my thanks in his place. He's a good guy. He's just been super busy lately. Running around from... So, you here for Yep!
It's always so...
Perfect! We'll go together then. I'm good with directions, so just follow me. Trust... Oh, and there are a couple of good places to eat along our route. We can stop and grab a bite. The ingredients are fresh, the portions are generous, and the prices won't break the bank. You can order anything, and I promise, you...
Order anything? Hey, did you really have to call Paimon out like that in front of our new friend?
Don't worry, I understand. I joke around like that with my friends, too. It just shows how close you are. Do you need to pack anything up before we hit the road?
Nope, our things are...
Oh, that's right. Oh, you're back! Jeez, guys, where'd you go? One moment you were there, the next you disappeared. You scared the life out of me.
We're so sorry. We were just, it's kinda hard to explain.
Fair enough. Well, the mountain road is pretty hazardous.
Let's keep going.
Oh, the docks are just a bit further. One step at a time. Hang in there.
Everyone hold hands. Yeah.
Right now, right here.
I see everything.
Gather!
Wait, get behind me. I'll handle this.
Suffocate!
You.
I got toast! I got toast! How's this?
No pain, no gain. Mighty mythical beast!
Another test.
Stabilize!
Right now, right here. Right now.
Everyone hold hands.
Finally.
Seems like we really can't go anywhere without running into treasure hoard.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for deliveries to get intercepted.
Paimon was impressed by your moves back there. You seem like a real pro.
Oh, that's not a skill I learned on the job. It's just a... Have you ever heard of wushu dancing? Really? Wushu dancing is famous in Chunyu. Performers might be invited to promote the opening of a business but I must admit, it has nothing on the popularity of the Liyue. I'm also well aware that people in Liyue Harbor aren't exactly jumping at the chance to watch wushu dancing. So, it's not something I do full-time.
Huh? You have 2 jobs? How do you have the...
It's not that tiring. You just have to take a rest.
Ah, Paimon gets it, so you must...
Not really. Just yesterday, I stayed up all night playing...
Oh.
Let's go. The docks are just...
Make yourselves at home. I see everything. Finally, we can rest. Ooh, Paimon's shoulders are so stiff. And her stomach so empty.
Sorry. Did I push the pace a bit too much? I mean, you were the ones who said you were travel experts.
Liyue is just too hilly. Floating up and down so much. Where's Paimon now? Oh, Paimon was finally satisfied and now her poor stomach.
Aw. Would you like some winter melon cake? I have some on me that I bought from a store.
Yes, Paimon will take a...
You might want to pace yourself there, or you'll be too full to eat a proper meal later.
Paimon never gets too full. Just like you apparently never get tired.
Ah, I see. Then here you go, Paimon. And for you, Traveler. Enjoy. And here's some for you too, Uncle Bosu. Don't think I forgot about you, my friend. I'll just set it to the side here for you.
That hit the spot. Paimon thought she was going to...
That close of a call, huh? I've been eating wintermelon cake ever since I was a kid. You can buy them from all sorts of places, whether it's a small vendor on the side of the road or a big restaurant in the city. But each place produces cakes with a slightly different... If you like these ones, I can give you the address of the shop I bought them from. I'll just have to check when we get back. Oh, all my jabbering must be making it difficult for you to enjoy the scenery in peace, huh? Don't be afraid to tell me to zip it for a little while, okay? Really, I won't be offended.
It's okay. Paimon is kind of enjoying...
Aw, a fed Paimon is a happy Paimon, huh?
Hey, Paimon can be in a good mood anytime she wants.
Need some fresh bamboo for...
Woohoo! We're here!
Don't forget your things, and watch your step as you get off the raft, or you're in for a swim. Thanks for the ride, Uncle Bosu. You take care of yourself now. I'll see you some other time. Okay, follow me. This way is fastest.
Everyone hold hands.
Hey! Slow down. I'm begging ya.
What is it? No one's gonna try any funny business when the street is this packed, right?
Oh, well...
Come on, spit it.
Do you see that group of people over there? Those are my relatives.
Wow. You sure?
Once they start buying things, they won't stop perusing till it gets dark. This is bad.
They're your family, not your arch enemies. What's their...
No, it's not that. I'm just not that good at... It would be best if we could steer clear of them. I'll explain more when we have the chance, but...
The left side looks pretty packed. Let's go straight. Slow and steady wins the race.
Let's wait here for a second. Maybe my aunt will leave.
Coming! When did you get here? Oh, you've lost even more weight. How long are you
How's work been? It sounds tough.
The last time I spoke with your dad, he couldn't stop talking about you. bounce on loads of goods.
That was terrible.
Sorry. I don't want to talk about it.
It's okay.
Hey, Uncle Drugway. These are my friends, the Traveler and Paimon. They came to deliver some goods with me, so I guess I'll go ahead and take these over to...
Yes. Thanks for your heart. I should thank you both for your
No need. We'll be up.
Hey, we're already here, aren't we? No harm in taking a load off for a bit. Anyway, you just sit down and relax, Uncle Drugway. Who would I be if I just sat here and let you go through all this trouble? I have to be up and about to drop these goods off anyway. Oh, you aren't too picky, right, Traveler? I know Paimon prefers things on the sweeter side, so I won't steep the tea too long. And I'll add some dim sum pastries on the side.
Aw, you noticed what Paimon liked?
How long have you two known Gaming?
Oh, not long at all. We just kind of tagged along on his trip. He's just a super welcoming guy. We became...
That's just how he is. He's the attentive sort. Really knows how to look after his own. A while ago, one of our guards had to take off work. Said his joints were hurting due to the rain. Gaming personally went all the way to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get some medicine for him from Dr. Baiju, then traveled through the night to deliver it back to him. That young man has such a good head on his shoulders. How can anyone not love him? I mean, there is his dad, but...
Uncle Yongzan says he doesn't have the personnel to spare for this delivery right now. So what do you think, Uncle Drugway? Should I go ahead and deliver it instead?
It feels like we've troubled you enough already.
It's kite-making materials, though. Could be for a kid. I'm sure the sender wants it delivered before Lantern Rite. Oh, by the way, here, have some...
All right, then.
Ooh, are you free in 2 days? How about we grab some dim sum from...
Whoa, that's way...
Don't mention it. Just think of this as a thank you.
Sounds good. Paimon never says no to...
All right, then I'm off.
Is he underestimating Paimon? She's just gonna have to show him how much she can really eat. Anyway, is Gaming's family situation really that complicated? He has such a happy-go-lucky personality. Plus, he's an enthusiast.
Oh, since he already plans to tell you himself, you don't need an old man like me to... You seem to be around the same age, so perhaps you could help him talk things through. Consider it a favor.
If you have the time, maybe you can make a little flag for us to wave about. It can say, "We provide aid in spades." Couldn't hurt to advertise.
Well, I can certainly arrange...
Wait, seriously? Paimon was just joking, but if you're going to get us something, she'd much rather have wintermelon cake instead.
Seems like Gaming really has rubbed off on you. Would you like some more tea?
No, thanks. We should see the kinds of kites they got.
All right, then. Please do let me know if...
Go on, open it up.
What are you doing here?
The way you speak, one might have presumed you were displeased to be in one's presence. Take note, Paimon. You could learn a thing or two about how to respect your elders.
Ugh, starting on the elder stuff. Shouldn't you be back in your cave tinkering away at some kite-related thingamabob or something? What place? And what's with that huge box next to you? Ah! Paimon gets it. You're here to do some shopping, aren't you?
And what of it? The Qixing's decision to integrate Fontanian technology into said kite-flying competition is of no consequence to— Did you expect one to willfully compete against the whimsical trends of worldly sentiment? Or perhaps even fall to petty sulking over such?
It's not that we think those things exactly. That's just what Mountain Shaper and Mooncarver told us. Or Chia something and Ho... Anyway, they went to Liyue Harbour to look for you. Tianyin?
It appears time has quite flown since one's arrival in Liyue Harbour. How could one have forgotten about those two old... One shall have to bring them back some divine herbs to atone for this slight... Nay, given that one has ventured all this way to Yilong Wharf, tea would be more... A great thought has illuminated one's mind once again. Well, perhaps you two could wait here whilst one performs.
Huh? Wait here? You really just gonna ditch us here to watch your... Oh, that woman really just does whatever she wants. Hey, not you too, Traveler! Oh, all this Paimon ditching is... just... come back soon, okay?
Welcome. Please have a look around. We only sell teas of the finest quality, sourced directly...
Now, that sounds promising. One will bring some back for the... 2 boxes will do.
Wonderful. By the way, we're actually running a special Lantern Rite promotion. Buy 3 boxes, get 10% off. 4 boxes will net you 20%.
20% off 4 boxes. This merchant strikes a fair bargain. Then 4 shall suffice.
I see. Are you intending to give these as gifts? If so, perhaps I can interest you in these exquisite gift sets. Buy 10, get half off. Look at the magnificent design, and the red ribbon gives quite the festive flair, don't you think? Such a gift would be sure to impress any...
10 boxes. Seems rather excessive. But if one factors in the conqueror...
10! A nice round number, don't you think? Of course you do. I'll even...
That is agreeable. One will... I will have these boxed up...
Of course. Right away.
I see you have quite the eye for fine items, mademoiselle. Perhaps some of my wares might also be of it. I'm a toy merchant from Fontaine. You'll get nothing but the finest and most intricate clockwork toys Mora can buy.
Perhaps you could enlighten me then. When should said amusement be derived?
Well, that is, of course, best understood by playing with them yourself. If you could wait just a moment, I can bring one out and give you a demonstration.
There is no need for that.
Mademoiselle.
Give me your newest and finest model, and be sure to package it securely.
Ah, of course. Here, the instruction manual is...
I can do without. Many watchful eyes surround this place. If one were to be spotted purchasing a mechanical toy such as this, a child's plaything no less, it would only... There is no harm in bringing it back to study it. Naturally. One may not delight in social And you two? Are you not?
We just haven't had time yet. It doesn't look like there are any kite stalls around Yilong Wharf. But it does look like there are lots of goods from Fontaine.
You are also planning to participate in the kite flying. One means to say, you along with all the other youths. One has been entreated to share one's kite-making expertise, and indeed, there was little one could do about such persistent supplication. One moment energetic and earnest, one had no choice but to acquiesce to these requests, and thus, one will be
Oh, who will be
Shuyu, Shenhe, Ganyu, and Yayo.
Wow, that's quite a few people. Also, this is all pretty well, Xinyun, but it's not like you have to make your own kite to participate in the competition. You can just buy one ready-made and call it a day.
Ha! You speak of those equipped with the mechanical lifting device, do you not? 'Tis nothing but a crude piece of mortal machine. The mechanism that one has developed was the fruit of millennia of meticulous study. Let us not speak of the source of the mechanism's power, but rather it is composed of materials as light as bamboo and as strong as iron. This composition grants it the lightness of weight to ascend into the sky and the durability to... Never mind. It is unlikely the two of you will...
It sure seems like you want to talk.
So, will you be
Huh? Wait, you've been trying to...
All right then. No need to prepare. Arrive at Mount Out.
Are you leaving? Don't you want a guard to help you with that big box of...
Surely you jest. One goes as one pleases. For what reason would one need to...
It can float? What kind of invention is...
One calls it the floating toting device.
Huh. She seems pretty proud of that one. Look at her walk down the street. She seems so confident. But everyone around her is looking at her all funny. Paimon wonders... But anyway, that box of hers seems to be full of those mechanical lifty thingamabobs. Not that Paimon was peeking or anything. She just... got a bit unsteady for a second and accidentally brushed the embroidery on top. And wouldn't you know it, all the stuff inside almost came bursting out. Paimon even went out of her way to keep it all together. All Paimon say is that Xinyun sure does try hard to save face. What did she call it again? A crude piece of mortal machinery? Paimon bet she just can't wait to take it apart and see how it's totally... We should, after all, that is the...
We're in discounts on loads of goods.
Dim sum at Shinue Kiosk before, but it should be quite the feast for sure. Ooh, and that's Paimon's stomach right on cue telling her it's time to go find Gamin. Let's go!
Oh, you're here early. I just ordered. The food should be out in a second. Sit down.
Let's all take a seat.
Here, hand me your cups.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, you weren't supposed to drink that, Paimon. That was for you to rinse your utensils.
Wow, so much delicious food. Do you really eat all this just for breakfast?
That's just how we do it where I'm from. Most of the time, though, I don't eat lunch after dim sum.
Oh, that's good to hear. Paimon doesn't need to worry about holding back then.
Eat! If it's not enough, we can always order more. Oh, and there's tong soy coming as well. I don't usually have that. What about you, traveler? Is the food to your liking?
Paimon's gonna take you up on that. Fill it up nice and full and make sure she gets... So full. That meal was so satisfying, it even gave Paimon some extra brain juice. Oh, listen. Paimon's figured it out. Let's think about this for a second, Gaming. You invited us to this awesome restaurant and ordered a whole table full of expensive dim sum just for the three of us. Well, you must be hiding the fact that you're some... That would explain why you try to keep your friends and family away from each other.
Are you confusing me with Xingqiu?
Huh? You know Xingqiu? You
Well, when you're on the road as much as I am, you hear all sorts of rumors. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. What it comes down to is being able to tell the difference. More often than not, that means knocking on some doors to find...
Oh, you truly are a man of many...
Okay, enough with the teasing. Sorry to burst your bubble, Paimon, but you're wrong about my family situation.
What? Oh, Paimon thought she was...
My dad is just an ordinary tea merchant. Small-scale stuff, you know? It wouldn't even make sense to mention his business in the same breath as the Feiyun Commerce Guild. My dad... He always wanted me to inherit the family business. To be but that's just not who I am. It's not who I ever wanted to be.
Have you ever talked to him about it? You know, about your interests and aspirations and stuff.
Of course I have. I told him I wanted to be a wushu dancer. That I wanted all of Tevat to see what I could do. According to my dad, though, that wasn't a real job.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm sure he thought I would come around eventually, but wushu dancing has always been the... One day, he tried to get me to visit some other tea merchants to start building the right relationships, but I refused to go. We got into a... In the end, I was so angry that I ran away from home. Don't get on my case just yet, okay? It's not like I think I'm completely without fault. No, I know that it wasn't the right way to go about it. But my dad's stubborn. No matter how hard I tried to convince him, it just went in one ear and out the other. There was no changing. I knew talking would only get me so far, but if I made it big in Liyue Harbour... But I'm sure you both already know how that's going. Wushu dancing's just not that big in Liyue. In the past, I would go door to door from store to store, asking if they would be interested in hiring a performer. Most times, I wound up eating nothing but humble pie. And you can't just rely on dreams to put food on the table, right? So, I found a job as a guard to make some money. And now I have enough to get by and then some. Still, change takes time.
Paimon understands.
Okay, enough of all that serious talk. Our tea's gonna...
Actually, we kinda are... We told Xianyun that we would go to her kite-making workshop.
Oh?
Are you interested in kite-making?
Oh, no. It's just that I happen to know Auntie Xianyun.
Do you not know who she really is?
Oh, I know that she's an adeptus. I met her during a delivery once. But hasn't she been in the city lately? She's even tried, with some limited success, to change her terms of self-address or something like that. She came to see me a few days ago to ask about luminescent dyes. Oh, wait a second. She doesn't plan on putting those on a kite, does she?
Is that not something?
It's one thing to use it on cloth, but applying it to paper is another matter entirely. Why couldn't she tell me what she wanted them for?
Yeah, she does seem to have trouble with that sometimes.
It would be such a shame if everyone worked so hard on their kites only for them to get ruined in the end. Okay, I'll go with you. If Auntie Xianyun wants to use those dice on a...
Great! The more the... Ganyu! Ganyu! Come on, wake up! Some friends have arrived!
Hello, friends.
Oh, I have some mint oil. Perhaps we should try that. A guest at Wanmin Restaurant recommended it to me. I've tried it. Its stimulative effects are much stronger than what can be achieved from chewing on mint leaves alone. Apologies in advance.
Wait! Shenhe? Not there!
See? It worked.
Are you okay, Ganyu? Do you need some water? Or maybe something to eat?
I'm fine. I just feel chilly all over.
Huh. Was it that effective?
Chilly, huh? Master always says a cool head leads to a calm heart. So, does this mean that heat's what we need to help you, Ganyu? Paimon doesn't think that's what the expression...
I feel a bit better now. Was I asleep? Must have been around the time I usually take my midday nap.
Did you not sleep last night? That does seem to happen to you often. Perhaps you should come work at Wanmin Restaurant with me. We get off at 10 on the dot every night without fail.
I'm sorry. I seem to have missed your name. You are...
Me? My name is Gaming. I work as a guard for the Secure Transport Agency.
Gaming. The name sounds familiar. I believe people tell me you're an extremely enthusiastic worker, and you are very generous with your help.
Well, you know me. Or, I guess you don't.
My name is Ganyu. This is Shenhe, and this is Yao Yao.
It's an honor to finally meet you all. Oh, you must be here for Auntie Xianyun's kite-making workshop.
Yes. I have neither made nor flown a kite before. As long as Master is willing to teach...
Me too! I want to participate in the kite flying competition with me. Plus, it's more meaningful if you make the kite yourself. Your best friend didn't come with... Well, Chi-Chi's been super busy helping Dr. Baiju lately. I'll meet up with her later and give her a huge surprise. Oh, I also brought bandages and ointment with me today. It's easy to cut yourself when working with bamboo, so I thought...
Wow, you're really thoughtful.
As for myself, I'm afraid I lack some of my companion's enthusiasm. I was originally planning to buy a ready-made kite and just enjoy the festive city atmosphere with everyone.
But Cloud Retainer is always going out of her way to look after her juniors, wanting us to have the best there is. She always puts us before herself. It was so thoughtful of her to arrange this workshop, so I simply couldn't let such consideration go to waste. My motivation for being here might be a little different, yes, but I'm ready to put in just as much effort as—
Well, we're all here, but where the heck is Xinyun? Shouldn't she be here by now?
Who is it that speaks of oneself in such an ill-tempered—
Oh, come on! You clearly heard Paimon!
Master stopped to buy grilled tigerfish to share with everyone. Come get it while it's still warm.
Oh, Paimon, sorry, Miss Illuminated Bird! Paimon always knew you were the smartest, coolest, and prettiest Adeptus. Someone as wonderful as you is sure to have brought enough for Paimon as well. So delicious. Paimon's life is complete.
It appears that we've ended up with quite a few participants indeed. Go ahead and divide yourselves into small groups. The materials are over here. The regular dyes and luminescent ones have been clearly marked. Use them. As for how to make the kite, one assumes you all made sure to listen to the instructions one provided.
Paimon may have focused a little too hard on the eating and less on the listen. Paimon knew she could count on you, Traveler.
One will wait under this tree and avail oneself of the cool air while one digests. Do not hesitate to seek one's company if you have—
We're not in any hurry to get started. Why don't—
Hey, Gaming! Want to team up?
Huh? Wait, I have to participate? I thought I'd be done for the day after adjusting the dye formula.
You're that unenthused by kite making, huh? That doesn't—
No, it's not that. It's just... it would take too long to explain. I guess I'll just... What shape should we go with? What do you think, Shuyu? Is there a particular design you...
I want a Swanee!
That might be a little hard to pull off.
True, but I still want to try. There's...
Auntie Cloud Retainer, look! Am I doing it right?
Very good. Your frame is nice and sturdy. This design, is it a finch?
Yep.
One is looking for...
What color are you going to make it, Yao Yao? I haven't decided yet. If I make it blue, it'll be more like my friend. But if I make it gold, it'll be more like me.
If you are asking for one's own opinion, one would advise choosing gold. When giving a gift, the key consideration is the recipient's feelings, is it not? One imagines your friend would much prefer a kite that reminds them of you.
Oh, hey, I never told you the kite was for Chi-Chi. How did you know?
With age comes wisdom, child. One simply has a way of knowing things.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Auntie Cloud Retain. I'm gonna start painting it gold right now.
Good. One will watch. You two seem strangely unoccupied. One was under the impression that one was supposed to be doing the relaxing. Is your kite...
Going to start, right now.
Shenhe, it would be great if you could refrain from putting things on my horns from now on. They're really quite sensitive.
I see. My apologies.
Thank you. No harm done.
Good. Could I touch them just once more, though? No oil or anything this time. I've just always wondered what Miss Ganyu's horns feel.
Huh? Please, I told you. Just call me Ganyu. Well, all right. Just be gentle.
Firm to the touch with no discernible temperature. Oh, not unlike certain medicinal plants I've eaten before. Oh, still, Ganyu appears to be shaking like a cat whose whiskers have just been touched. Oh, I see. Then I'll apply the oil to your forehead next time.
Oh, no need. I'll just... Anyway, we should perhaps we should just choose the...
Okay.
Well, they seem to be getting along swimmingly. Oh, we should get started on our kite now. Let's go. First, we have to decide on the shape. Hey, what are you laughing at? Oh, that's not... If nothing else, a Paimon-shaped kite could at least make sure you never get lost on your travels and always find the tastiest food and funnest things to do wherever you go. Maybe we're not exercising enough artistic license. Ooh, we should exaggerate this a bit. How about this? The word Paimon means the guardian angel of travelers. Now, what expression should we give her? Since the kite is going to be flying super high in the sky... Ooh, like this? Since the kite is going to be flying super high... It's too high! Someone save Paimon! She's about to faint! Like that? Since the kite is going... Oh, Paimon totally didn't do anything wrong! And even if she did... Now that we've decided, let's make it happen! It's done! Paimon has to say. Now we just have to attach the string, right?
All right, gather around, everyone.
Oh! Shenyun's calling us!
Let one take a look.
Wow! Ganyu and Shenhe made a scissor-tailed swallow. It's so pretty. Yep. The coloring makes it look a lot like Master.
If the tail wasn't split in two like that, it might even be a spitting image. If you look closely, there are a few spots where the colors go outside the lines. Did you doze off while painting it, Ganyu?
I did the painting. I stared at the paper for quite some time, but I simply could not recall the coloring of any bird. Except Master. Or should I say that I'm too familiar with her crane form? Even when she stands before us in human form, all I can see is blue and white.
Oh. Well, now that you mention it, Paimon can see it.
Exactly. So I simply closed my eyes and painted from memory.
No way. You can paint with your eyes closed? Wow. The disciples of Adepti really are something.
You are most filial, Shenhe. One is flattered by the light.
The Swanee that Gaming and Shuyu made looks very majestic. I'm sure it'll look even more impressive as it soars through the sky.
To see it at night. Your golden finch is cute too, Yao Yao. It's all thanks to Auntie Cloud Retainer's guidance.
What about your kite, Traveler?
Ta-da! Here it is!
Very Paimon-like indeed.
Why do you say that, Shen?
That one time the Traveler suspected that a piece of meat was missing from their bowl, that was the exact expression on your face.
Is that something that happened?
Is that the Jade Chamber?
Oh? Who dares attempt such a flagrant display of impropriety by releasing a kite into one's territory without... Oh, and to do so by making use of this? One simply must know who it is that possesses such impertinence. Continue attaching the strings, everyone. One will be but a moment.
Cloud Retainer! Traveler, Paimon, could I trouble you to go after Cloud Retainer?
Master's going to be okay, right?
I'm more worried about the person who released the kite.
There's wind up ahead! Looks like we can glide over!
This Fontanian device of mechanical motion is quite curious.
Now is hardly an opportune time for your musings. Someone among us was not sufficiently attentive, and now the kite has vanished.
Calm yourself. Do you have any recollection of its
One believes it drifted in the direction of Mount Outsong. Perhaps it is mere happenstance, but one feels...
Your concern is misplaced. Cloud Retainer is either in the city looking after her disciple. On the subject of said kite, however, one simply must remark on the genius of its windless lift technology. One cannot help but surmise that its ingenuity rivals that of Cloud Retainer's creations.
Still thy tongue. If Cloud Retainer were to hear you profess such a thing, we can both say farewell to any further use of the supreme cuisine.
One presumes that this kite belongs to you.
Huh?
Regard the situation with which we are now confronted.
One's fault. One seems to recall that releasing the kite was no solitary and... Say something, Mountain Shaper. Surely you can think of something to...
Further explanation shall only fan the flames of her wrath.
We can hardly avoid her forever. That may suffice during Lantern Rite. But what about the Moon Chase Festival? Sooner or later, she will discover our true identity.
Go retrieve the kite.
Absolutely not. You retrieve it.
That is not our kite.
Oh, so an adeptus such as oneself is
Ah, you're an adeptus? Please forgive us for any impropriety. I truly possess no inkling of who could have released a kite into your esteemed domain. Pray, who could be responsible for such wanton behavior?
Verily, verily, we were but delighting in the surrounding scenery. This locale is home to such exquisite... mint! Well, and if that's all, then we'll just be on our way.
We finally caught up. You sure do fly fast in your illuminated bird form ship. Mooncarver? Mountain Sheeper? What are you doing here?
You!
Okay, now Paimon's getting a weird vibe. Did she say something?
It is of no consequence. Long has one seen through their disguises. One was simply curious as to how long they would keep up the act.
Then you are not...
How could one feel anger at the sight of two old friends enjoying themselves? One is also well aware of how enticing these city novelties can be.
We were simply consumed by a fit of festive spirit. Seldom do we get the opportunity to partake in the delights. However, we are far from being as adept as you in matters that require a deftness of hand. No worthy kite could be born of our own making. Thus, we could only take the convenient route, so to speak.
Your prowess in mechanics is unparalleled, Cloud Retainer. You wield the wind and waves themselves. Your singular talent stands unmatched across the land. Of this, We are well aware.
One has guests to attend to. We will have to convene again some other time. Traveler, Paimon, do try to keep up.
We're leaving already?
It seems that one...
Then should...
A splendid suggestion.
Perhaps your mountain...
A fine idea.
They're back.
Paimon's pooped.
After you left, Yao Yao and Shu Yu tired themselves out playing with their kites. Gao Ming offered to escort them home.
Before he left, he said something that I don't quite...
Oh? What?
He said, a kite is always tied down no matter how far it flies or how high it soars. Its tether prevents it from ever truly flying free. He looked quite dejected as he said this.
Now that you mention it, Gao Ming did seem to have a rather strange attitude towards kites.
A reflection of... if I were a kite, I would cherish that tether as a symbol of kinship and the bonds that tie us.
Shenhe?
It may be an exceedingly slim and distant connection, but lose it, and you lose that which links you to home. If Gao Ming truly sees a kite as a reflection of himself, then I fear I understand his words even...
Well, people often have different points of view depending on their mindset and experiences, right? It's actually quite normal.
Just like some people can eat spicy food, but others won't go anywhere near...
Exactly. That's why tolerance and understanding are as important as they are.
Tolerance and understanding? What brought about this?
We were just chatting. You don't have to butt in on...
One was merely doing a bit of cooking. Night fast approaches. If you are otherwise unoccupied, one would entreat you to stay and eat before...
Oh, it's been so long since...
Worry not. One has prepared a variety of meat and vegetable dishes. One is more than familiar... Shenhe, God...
Whoa, what's with all the secrecy? You're not trying to play favorites. If you're ready to serve the food, we can help... This is...
can feel the wind brushing against my legs. This is a bit embarrassing. Is the headpiece secure? I should have asked Cloud Retainer to check before I stepped outside.
How do we look?
Huh? She asked them just like that?
You look pretty too, Ganyu! Oh, how should Paimon put it? You both look so elegant and refined. Those outfits really suit—
Given that one employed the services of the best tailor in all of Liyue, one would expect nothing. What colors have you been partial to lately?
Lately? Why is Cloud Retainer—
I like black.
One is gratified to see one's disciple has inherited one's own tastes.
The color black doesn't get dirty easily. A virtue I've come to value recently.
And you, Ganyu?
I favor blue and black.
And the material is sufficiently comfortable, yes?
Yes, very. I simply cannot thank you enough, Cloud Retainer, for this gift, and the kite.
Thank you, Master.
One is content, as long as you are pleased with the gift. One hopes these garments will see much use.
Seems like your supreme cuisine machine is just getting better and better, Shin! This golden crab's particularly good. The shell's deliciously crunchy, and the meat inside is so succulent and sweet! It's a good thing Gaming isn't here, or Paimon would have to duel him for the food. You know, with chopsticks.
He traveled all this way on account of the kite-making workshop, and he spent the whole afternoon looking after Shuyu. One was hoping to treat him— Oh, well.
It's rare for someone to make such a good impression on you, Cloud Retainer.
One has high— He appears to be a young man of much merit, and one is not the type who would see such potential squandered.
It appears that he wishes to break free from the kite string that tether—
Kite string? Huh. What strange metaphors you speak in, Shenhe. Ever since you returned from one—
Where do we even begin? Oh, do you know about the conflict between—
One has only heard that the two are not—
He ran away from home and hasn't been back since.
Oh?
Ran away, you say? Huh. One believes we would all benefit from a more thorough retelling. Start from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Paimon just—
What?
This shall not do. Lantern Rite fast approaches. We must make haste. As one was contacting various tailors around Liyue, one could not help but be reminded of— He possessed a singular talent for clothing design. He had an exquisite eye, not just for fabric selection and color pairing, but also for what accessories could best accentuate a garment's overall— At a gathering of Adepti, Bonanis once complained in secret to some of the ladies in attendance that the skirt Menogius made for her was too long and impractical, lamenting that it would only hinder her in battle. However, when one asked Menogius his opinion, he remarked that the train of the skirt would serve to enhance her adeptal countenance by exemplifying a certain elegance. Menogius was that type of person. When it came to topics relating to garments and accessories, not even Rex Lapis could best his stubbornness. And later— One means to say that Lantern Rite should be a day of— It is a time to address problems before they turn into— Fate is fickle. The cruel reality of this world is that suffering and misfortune can befall any of us without design or reason. If there is a chance for young people to remain insulated from this reality, one should do one's utmost to make it so.
That's nice and all, but—
Do you have any ideas, Cloud Retainer?
Perhaps adeptal arts could be of use. No. Mechanics, perhaps. One fails to see its use in a situation.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Combining our efforts— Aha! What? How about this? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep. Oh, Paimon—
One's designs— Now then, I counsel rest for all.
Let's go find Gaming. Hope everything goes well. Sees you've certainly gotten an early... Who won this time? You the one buying dim sum again?
Hey, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like...
Harbor. A very important client has requested to meet with him.
Sure. What's this merchant's address?
Here. Of course, the sooner you complete it, the better. I would advise you to depart as soon as possible.
All right, don't work too hard now, Longjo.
You're a bit quiet today, Gaming. Oh, do you want Paimon to tell a story?
We're almost there. I'll take a rain check on that.
Hello, you must be the tea merchant heading to Liyue Harbour. We're here to escort you.
Dad?
Oh, so you're Gaming's father. It's nice to meet you. Just leave this delivery to him. Trust Paimon, he's got this in the bag. Gaming is super good at... Everyone at the Secure Transport Agency says as much. Even the Ministry of Civil Affairs has nothing but good things to say about him.
Seems like you've made some sort of name for yourself, at least.
The goods are all in order?
Yes, they're all here.
Then let's get going.
A very important client has asked for you by name. You kinda have to come with us. Paimon doesn't know how we would explain ourselves if you just didn't show up. Plus, you'd be missing out on a huge money-making...
I see. I suppose I will have to trouble you all to escort me, then.
How's... Manthis wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Right! Crumble!
We've been walking for so long. Is anyone tired? How about we stop and rest for a bit?
I'm fine.
Gaming, don't you usually have some delicious snacks on you? Come on, bring them out so we can share them.
I'm fine. Thank you.
This place looks nice and open. Why don't you all rest here for a sec?
Huh? What about...
I'm not tired. I'll keep watch.
Oh, but...
Just let him go.
Okay, we'll just share amongst ourselves then. Did you know...
Halt! Who goes there?
It appears that one's movements were overly conspicuous.
Enough of your musings. Focus. Focus on the matter at hand. Present your exquisite ornaments at once.
Indeed. Bring them forth readily and without
What do we do?
It seems as if these two are acting alone. It won't be difficult to subdue them, but they might have something else waiting in store for Dad. The best way to keep... Leave this to me. I'll handle them. Traveler, Paimon, take my dad...
No, Gaming. It's too big.
This is what I do.
A thorny foe indeed. Let us depart and seek a target softer in blows and disposition.
Don't think I'm gonna let you off so easily.
Away! Let us away!
Coming!
Don't worry, he's a good... Paimon's even seen him take down a dozen or so treasure...
But Coming, if he had just stayed by my side and learned the family trade, he would...
We just have to trust him! Let's go on ahead! We'd best get away from here, in case there are other bandits in the air...
All is going to plan.
Okay, we should be good to stop... Xiangli? Oh no, what is he doing here?
Good sir, please, listen to me. Reel in your line and leave this place as quickly as you can. There are bandits in the area.
Bandits? Acting in broad daylight? Oh. Ah, I see. It appears many people are catching a chill as of late. If your throat is bothering you, Paimon, perhaps some...
Nope, no need. Paimon's fine. She just...
If there are indeed bandits in the area, then we should inform the Millelith at once. Oh? Well, such matters are best left to those with the necessary expertise.
I suppose you're right. If ordinary people like us got involved, we would only cause more trouble.
Since we find ourselves otherwise unoccupied in this beautiful area, why don't we find a quiet place to relax while we wait for good news?
Uncle Ip does have a reason to be worried. After all, Gaming, the guard we mentioned, is his son.
Gaming. The name sounds somewhat familiar. Ah, yes. That is the name of the Usho dancer who has been performing around Liyue Harbour recently.
Oh, have you seen him perform?
Indeed. I cannot help but admire his skill. He truly encapsulates the spirit of the Suani. Usho dancing has become more well known in Liyue Harbour recently. However, although performers are seeing budding success, they have no doubt had to face many hurdles along the way. One's not so easily understood by spectators such as us. If you ask me, what truly deserves admiration is perseverance in the face of adversity. That is a rare attribute in... I have heard many of my acquaintances praise Gaming for his kind, selfless, and courageous disposition. To have a child so accomplished and upright, you must be a very proud parent indeed, Uncle Ip.
Seems like Xiangli has decided to skip the formality.
Well, he's a hard worker.
You should be sure to tell him you think that when he gets back.
Your son is young yet. It's normal for someone his age to be a bit hot-headed. It's understandable to find talking about such things in person difficult. If there's a particular sentiment you wish to convey, perhaps we could pass it along for you.
No. It wouldn't be... This thing between us has festered for many years now. In truth, there are some things that simply aren't easy for us to talk through. I've been in the tea business for most of my life, and I always hoped my child would do the same. Otherwise, over the past few years, I heard how well he was doing for himself as a guard. How his work was taking him to farther and farther off places. I also heard that he never gave up on wushou dancing. When you're young, you can handle all that physically taxing work and manual labor. What young person isn't capable of making a living that way? My concern is what happens every time I get to thinking like that. I cannot help but be reinforced in the belief that I was right. I often regret introducing him to wushou dancing as a kid. If I had known how things would turn out.
It is only natural for a parent to strive to send their child down the right path. No one would begrudge you that sentiment, Uncle Ip.
You seem quite young, Mr. Zhongli. Yet you speak with such wisdom. Perhaps I have misjudged.
Your words are too kind. Truth be told, one of my old friends has several grown daughters. Rather than fretting about their future, however, she prefers to let them find their own way.
Then she's more easygoing than I could ever be. I fear I lack such... I meant to say earlier, there is no need to be so polite.
Sure.
So, do you also think I fret too?
That's not exactly what I was hoping to convey. Only a fool would ask a parent not to worry about their child. But think of it this way. Raising a child is not unlike flying a kite. Hold the string too tight, and it can no longer soar. As my friend once said, if your children are aiming for the stars, clipping their wings will only cause them to come crashing down. You need to let out the line for a kite to soar.
It seems I was too...
You need not reproach your heart for caring. You simply need to loosen your hold a little. Indeed, with such a big heart, why not allocate the time you usually spend worrying about Gaming to the pursuit of other things, like going for a stroll, drinking tea, or taking in the scenery? You never know what surprises could be in store. Things can change in the blink of an eye.
The blink of an eye, you say?
Children grow up in quite the same way, do they not? Day after day, year after year, sometimes in the blink of an eye, but always when you least expect it. As a father, I'm sure you know that best.
Yes, you can say that again. 1 second, Gaming was a kid. The next thing I knew, he was ready to...
Zhongli certainly has a way with... Oh, Gaming is back! Hey, Gaming, we're over here!
Dad, Traveler, Paimon. Good, you're all here. Oh, and Mr. Zhongli from the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? You're here...
A fated meeting indeed. We were just enjoying some pleasant...
Is everything resolved?
Well, you could say that.
What does that mean?
Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I'll come right out and say it. Those 2 bandits, you sent them, didn't you? Can't look me in the eye, huh? Guess...
Okay, but how did you know?
At first, their mannerisms seemed a bit stilted. But once I got close, it was obvious that they possessed great skills. I was right on their tail, and it should have taken only a few steps to catch up to them, yet somehow, I was never able to close that distance. People with that level of skill would have gone about things differently from the start, like sneaking up on us while we were distracted. Unless, of course, their real motive was to lure me away from the group all along.
Wow, you're pretty quick on the uptake.
I just have a lot of experience. I've dealt with many a ruthless bandit in my time, but I've never seen ones like them. In the end, I told them they would make good guards if they ever wanted to get back on the straight and narrow, and that they could hang out with me in Liyue Harbour
You ever consider you might be a little too good at making friends?
I'm guessing you guys were trying to help resolve things between my dad and me? I appreciate it, but this conflict between us has been going on for... Even if those 2 were real bandits, and I was able to subdue them and show him what I was capable of, you've seen the way he talks to me.
It's not like that at all! Your dad really cares about you. You should see the way he talks about you when you're not around. Zhongli was talking things through with him, and he nearly agreed to let it go. You don't believe us?
He won't let it go. He can say as much as he wants to other people, but...
You told us you wanted to prove yourself to your dad. Why don't you tell him?
Will that even do anything?
You won't know unless you try. Listen to us. It's time to put these people skills to good...
I'll do my best.
You are very knowledgeable, Mr. Zhongli. Despite my being in the tea industry for several decades, it seems I still have much to learn about the art of tea tasting.
You flatter me. It was nothing but a few humble musings.
How much tea have you drank since we've been gone?
Ipdak and I have found many a common interest. Our friendship, much like a cup of tea, seems to grow stronger the longer it has to steep.
Well said, Mr. Gaming. Mr. Zhongli is very knowledgeable. You should take the opportunity to learn from people like him when you're...
Huh?
I have very much enjoyed our conversation, Ipdak, but I, unfortunately, have some unfinished funeral parlor business to attend to.
Oh, I hope I didn't keep you. My apologies for taking up so much of your time, Mr. Zhongli. No need to stay on my account. When you're less busy, let's find a time to meet. I'll treat you...
It would be an honor.
We'll see you off, Zhongli. You two have a nice chat, all right? Thanks for helping us talk things through with Uncle Ip. Good thing you were able to pick up on what...
I have been around the both of you for some time now. You could say I have a certain level of expertise in that regard. As for my role in the conversation, think nothing of it. I hardly did anything noteworthy.
You never why did you have us walk all this way? Paimon thought we just had to go far enough to be out of earshot.
A friend approaches.
Hello.
So, you're here too?
I've been here the whole time? A ghostly kite. Could that elusive Director Hu be coming to Wangshu Inn once again? What is she doing here? I suppose it matters not. Given her relationship with Rex, well, Zhongli, I might as well go pay my respect. It's you. I thought you were Director Hu.
Ah, your arrival is most fortuitous. Do you want to try out this new gadget? The addition of the power source makes the takeoff more stable. It's just that...
He seems quite immersed in the study of this device.
I fear it's almost too stable. It completely negates the pleasure of seeing one's kite sway with the wind. It's a bit of a shame. In truth, I'm here because Director Hu dispatched me to purchase some items in preparation for Lantern Rite.
I see. Much like she does every year. Much like she'll do next year, I would imagine. Am I wrong? Or has she once again sent you out to buy, what is it, sesame oil or something?
While we're on the subject, I do wonder why she is so obsessed with using sesame oil in the preparation of mixed vegetable dishes for Lantern Rite. A recommendation from Xiangling, perhaps.
I've only met Director Hu a few times. I'm hardly the best person to ask.
Ah, and is that not a sign that you should visit Wangsheng Funeral Parlor more often? It wouldn't hurt to grace the parlor with your presence now and again, when you are otherwise unoccupied. This one here is a traditional kite, one without any equipped mechanical device. Director Hu tasked me with studying the differences between the two. Many hands make light work. Perhaps you could test out the other kite for me?
All right. I have made my comparison. If speed is what you're after, the mechanical kite is the better choice.
Wonderful. I shall pass that information along. I'll leave these 2 kites with you. Perhaps you can find a few friends with which to partake in the activity. You might find it to be...
Wait. Who enjoys kite flying?
Well, I would imagine someone of your talent and wisdom is more than capable of finding out.
So, you were testing out the kites for Hu Tao and even roped Xiao into doing it for you? Paimon didn't ask earlier because the situation was...
I would hardly say I roped Xiao into anything. I simply sought the help of a friend. Besides...
seems like our pool of competitors is growing. Do you like kite flying?
I suppose I neither like nor dislike. Although, watching a kite gradually ascend into the sky does bring... Perhaps they're a bit like shell lanterns in that way.
Kite flying is also a pleasant form of relaxation.
Have you ever thought about making a kite, Xiao? Cloud Retainer taught us how. We can teach you.
There's no need. Menogius was the only Yaksha among us who had an interest in matters of ornamentation. When Lantern Rite is over, come find me near Pervasi's temple if you have the time.
It's getting late. I should go and...
How's she been, by the way? Be sure to say hi to her.
The last time I spoke to her, she mentioned that she would be visiting Chaoying Village, and if you have the time, perhaps you could...
We'll keep that in mind. Take care, Zhongli. See you later.
See you next time.
Gaming,
You can go first.
I don't have anything to say.
Then I'll go. I still don't want to leave Liyue Harbor.
Oh, I can't say I support that decision. Hey, let me finish before you get all...
Sit, Shenhe, sit. You must be tired from your journey. Shall I pour you a cup of tea?
No need. I'm not tired. They're gone, Master.
Perfect. The time is nigh for us to make an appearance. Do you remember the plan one recounted?
Yes, Master. So I'll have whatever you are having.
All right.
What are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe doing here? Just how many people are involved in this scheme? I suppose all I can do is just...
Perfect. I just so happen to have bought some Sunglow tea recently. It's quite the delectable variety. Or it would be if one has not been forced to drink it every day in the hopes of whittling down one's considerable stash. One has more than had one's fill already. Oh, forget it. Such thoughts detract from the present need to keep up the Has work been busy during the holiday season? Do you need my help with anything?
Drunk guests can sometimes cause trouble, but I deal with them as you taught me, by pinning their heads against the table.
Are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe serious right now?
Oh dear. While one was busy orchestrating this act, one seems to have forgotten about Shenhe's various eccentricities. What I meant to ask was, have you made any new friends? We live so far from each other. It would be a great comfort to me to know you were surrounded.
You already know of my past circumstances. Recently, I've been conversing with Guoba in the kitchen at night. Guoba can't talk, but his companionship is a comfort.
The poor child. Her one friend can't even talk. I guess maybe Gaming is not doing so bad after all. Perhaps I've been too hard on it.
Let's move on, shall we? Do you have any plans for...
That sounds about right. Take her to do something fun, and perhaps she'll loosen up.
Like we used to do when we would carry stones up and down the mountain from dawn until dusk, picking herbs to eat for dinner along the way? If that is what you ask of me, then that is what I shall do.
Dad, here, have some tea. Or no, wait, let's not have any just yet.
Yeah. Gaming, I'd like to finish what I was trying to... I don't support your decision to stay in Liyue Harbor, because living there is too hard on... If you come home, There will be people to help you. I'm not saying we have to live under the same roof. I know our personalities are too similar to avoid butting heads. But you'll have your aunts, uncles. They'll all do whatever they can.
Huh. I didn't know dim sum was such an important affair, Master.
Shh. Just think about it. Okay?
Dad really has changed a lot. He would never have said these things to me before. But I thank you.
It's been long enough, don't you think? Oh, they're drinking tea in silence. That's not a good... hey you two! Paimon's sorry we were gone for so long. We got...
Perfect timing, actually. We seemed...
Yep, let's go.
Gaming has grown a lot taller.
Master, did I say something? I tried to go along with your questions, but when I saw how you and that man reacted...
Not at all. Certain unforeseen variables may have presented themselves along the way, but the outcome proved favorable.
Then I helped?
Naturally. Your purity of spirit is one of your greatest strengths, Shenhe. You need not change who you are.
Emerge, right now. Emerge, right now. Right here. Emerge. Right here. Emerge.
If this rain keeps up, my fur will be dripping wet.
Right here. Emerge. Right here. Emerge, right now.
You must be Mr. Ip! Thank you for coming all this way. My name is Charlotte, and I'm a reporter from Fontaine. You can find me writing for the Steambird. I invited you here not just to purchase your fine tea, but also with the hope that you might be willing to sit down for a short interview.
An interview?
I suppose you could think of it that way. We Fontainians are big tea drinkers too.
The Fontaine Market. Then I'll need some time to adequately prepare. Perhaps we could sit down.
Of course, of course! Please follow me.
Is this person also involved in your plan? And here I thought I had lots of connections. I suppose I've been humbled. You sure know all kinds of cool and important people.
Over here! Yoo-hoo!
Huh? What? Auntie Shen?
She probably wants to talk about the next phase of the plan. Let's go while your dad is still... Come on out.
Emerge.
I take it that all is good.
Don't worry, Shenyun. Everything is going according...
I knew it. I knew that was all an act earlier. Auntie Shenyun is really something. She was so determined to help me. She didn't even care about making herself and Shanhe appear foolish in front of my family. She truly knows how to look out for others.
As for the next step...
Oh no!
What's wrong, Gummy?
Don't tell me you're the ones footing the bill for all that tea. I can't let you do that.
Fret not. Reimbursed.
Exactly! Think of it more as an investment, as Ningguang would. We pooled together the Mora so that Charlotte could place the order. She's gonna bring it back to the Steambird as a gift, as well as a sample of the regional spec. Fontainians will probably fall in love with your dad's tea as soon as they lay their eyes on Charlotte's article.
Oh, okay. Business-related matters always seem to go over my head, but I refuse to let you all lose more on my behalf. I'll pay you back right now.
We can talk about such matters at a later date. There are more important...
Yes. I've been thinking about it the whole week. I have an idea, but I'd hate to cause even more trouble for all of you.
That is for...
Yeah, we're all friends here. Plus, we wouldn't be here if we...
Okay.
Got it! Just leave it to us. Let's split up and make it happen. We need to do those things we talked about, but we also still have the kite. Since Xiao already tested out those kites for us, why don't we also go buy one of those mechanical thingamabobs? Hello again!
Welcome back. Thanks to you.
Oh, you should really be thankful.
And are you here to buy a kite? Please, take it.
Oh, we already have a kite. We wanted to buy one of those, device thingies from Fontaine. Do you
Yes. Here you go. Please, take it, free of charge. The directions are in the box.
It doesn't feel right for us to just take it.
Well, nor would it feel right for me to take your Mora. Good luck in the kite flying competition.
All right, then. Phew, it's done. Let's get down to business. Looks like we finished everything we needed to do. Let's find a good place and put this thing into the sky. Chi-Chi, we're almost there.
Okay. Come here. Allow me.
The lantern rite is as festive as ever!
something happen?
What should we do?
Oh, should we get the Millilith?
What's that?
Have I taken that many pictures already? I need to load more film.
Wait, the wind.
Oh my gosh! Mommy, I want a big kite like that too! Do you see that kite way out in front? It's so beautiful!
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Gavin's performance was so cool, Paimon almost wanted to join in! You saw that, right, Traveler? Let's go find him! Oh! He's over there! Talking to his dad! I think I'll head off now, if that's okay?
Thank you, little girl. Do you want us to walk?
Master is waiting for me right over there.
Son. I suppose I'll go first.
Okay.
Your performance. I've seen many wushou dances in my time, but I've got to admit...
Wow. I never thought I'd live to hear you say that.
You're serious about doing this professionally?
Absolutely. I know it'll be difficult.
Then it doesn't matter. What I mean to say is, of course it'll be difficult. But if that's your decision, if that's your dream, then it doesn't matter how difficult it is. As long as you put in... Really, when I was young, I also... Actually, how about we say... All I really want to say is... much like this kite, you also deserve to soar to new heights.
Dad.
Son.
Son?
I bet you're wondering what's gotten into me.
Well,
Anyway, I know I've never found the chance to say this before, but to me, Gaming, you've always been a great... All right, that's everything I've got.
Seeing the two of them talk things through like this really gives Paimon a sense of accomplishment.
Now, over there, your friends are still waiting.
Huh? But...
I'll be staying in Liyue Harbor for a bit longer. When you have time, we can grab...
Dad!
Go.
Okay, then I'm off.
That's quite the smile you've got there, Gaming.
Really?
It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
I'd like to find and thank Auntie Shenyun, as well as everyone else who's helped me out. If everyone has time, maybe we could all get together, go fly a kite.
Traveling to other worlds is all that anyone seems to be writing about these days. Goodness knows what they find so disappointing about their own world.
Order guide you.